Guys, so welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to look at the cost of travel and flying from various regions here in Southeast Asia. If you're based in Siem Reap in Cambodia, this will be very interesting. Just taking a look into some destinations that will be interesting. So if you're looking for the normal or some of the kind of travel videos, this will be a cost of travel update. Uh, but really interesting for anyone in the region to get an idea of the flight prices, and we'll show you some ways to book, some of the best ways and best the best kind of channels. So some of you have been watching, I've shown some videos before about the cost of travel, and pretty much meta search is pretty much the key method. It's almost like I would say, if the airline website is kind of the gateway for the booking, this is the gateway before the gateway, in a sense that it's really important that airlines compete here to give the passenger the best price, and here is where the OTAs and all sorts of travel sellers will compete to give the shopper, the travel shopper, the best prices. So if you're looking for best prices, guys, travel search is the way. And just as a kind of some context, for those who are interested on the supply side, this phenomenon is not going away. It's currently generating 8 billion in global revenue today overall, and this is going to almost 10x, a whopping CAGR of 30%, 30.2% per year. So by the year 2033, this will be an estimated $70 billion in market value. So this is how impactful the size of this travel channel is. So this is just a report from Business Research Insights, just a high-level overview to give you an idea of the impact of this channel. And pretty much Google rules the roost in terms of the top players, and these are the engines that you can go to based on your local markets. So it's very fragmented in Asia, particularly in China, across different players, from Fliggy to Cunard. And then there's some other variants such as Wigo, smaller players, and then Skyscanner in the UK. But Google still rules the roost in terms of market share. It is the biggest global market share. So if your customers are coming from US, UK, Canada, pretty much every market is dominated by Google. We use Google every day for search, for Gemini, for everything. And it's the same with travel, guys. So if you're not selling on Google, you are missing revenue and you're missing sales. And the beauty for this, for travelers, you can get the best price. It's not being manipulated by agencies who are paying for placement normally. So normally they're giving you quite organic results. This is why I also like Google. It's the truest reflection of price that's available on the market. Anyway, this is a quick overview. What I don't like about this research is that Google Hotels, it's not just hotels. Google Flight Search is really what they do. And actually, yeah, they do have Trivago. So anyway, guys, I think this is a pretty good report. What I also like, this is a really good overview from Artifact, who are really cool, who look into data and AI. But thought that this infographic was really powerful to give you a sense also of the impact of Google Flights. This is by size and by global reach. So this just kind of visualizes what I've just said. Google Flights is the most impactful globally if you want to reach passengers and sell online. So this is from Artifact and sourced from SimilarWeb. Don't get hung up on the sources. Some people, yeah, it's always going to be different, guys, depending on the data. I've had very silly arguments with people when I've explicitly quoted SimilarWeb as the source. you can accept it or not, guys, but it's very directional. And I think it's pointless argumenting if one's 1 million, one's 850,000, something like this. Directionally, SimilarWeb is actually very accurate. Doesn't have any massively large discrepancies. So anyway, this is not a data science, data engineering blog. This is just for high level, sensible decision making. And that's what this kind of that's why I like data. And this helps decision making for your shopping, for your travel shopping. So good infographic there. Kudos to Artifact, and also for SimilarWeb for doing kind of good summaries of data. But this gives you an idea of kind of reinforces my point that Google Flights are a major player. These other players are big in local markets, Diallo in Germany, Skyscanner in the UK, and Commonwealth countries normally, and like Liligo in France. And some interesting ones I've never heard of. So anyway, that's quite interesting. And let's just dig into this, guy. So I'm going to pick out a couple of routes here that are quite interesting for tourists. So based in Siem Reap at the moment in Cambodia. So I'm going to look at Siem Reap Dubai, which is a route that was launched on June 4th or 5th. And since my last video, actually, Emirates have improved the prices. So they're actually the cheapest on the route. That being said, Singapore Airlines pricing is unavailable for some reason. So last time we checked, the Singapore Airlines was actually cheaper, flying via Singapore, obviously, and the Emirates route is operated via Bangkok. So you go Siem Reap, Bangkok, Dubai. But yeah, as it stands, that's cheap. Cheaper, the cheapest. Let's take a look in high season. Let's take a quick look in November for a week. So they are the cheapest. So Emirates are the cheapest. That said, the pricing is unavailable for Singapore Airlines. So last time that was available and cheaper, if you check out my other videos. Let's take a look quickly at Skyscanner. So it'll always be number one is Google in terms of meta search. Number two is Skyscanner. So let's take a look at the dates. 11th of November, to see if there's any kind of discrepancies or any differences that we can pick up on here. Just gonna pick economy adult, and everything's in dollar, guys. And if not, I'll change it here in Skyscanner. But everything in this channel will be on dollar. Even if I'm in other countries where the US dollar is not there, I will try to convert it for you. So yeah, we made this point on the last video, that Skyscanner are also kind of bundling legs and routes. And so yeah, I had a suspicion that Singapore Airlines was actually cheaper. So they are cheaper by about by over $200. So for some reason the flights are not there on Google Flight Search, but they are available on Skyscanner. So what happens as well, that they're not just pulling them directly from the airline. So even though this appears to be Singapore Airlines, you might think, okay, great, but then you see this as 10 deals. So what that actually means is that there's 10 sellers of the flights. So this could be OTAs, and what we've actually found out is that there's a lot of price manipulation here, in the sense that they're showing a lower price, but once you get in their booking funnel, they're inflating the price with pre-selected offers that you don't necessarily want. So we saw in the example of Kiwi that they were actually pre-selecting other tiers, other fares that were higher than the cheapest fare. So if we were not aware of that, we would have actually paid much higher than the original price than we wanted. So just be aware of that some of the OTAs are pre-selecting at a price above what you've actually clicked on. So let's check this out. 652. So who's offering the deals here? So booking.com, highly recommended. Yeah, booking.com. I mean, they speak for themselves. The best. I've said it in my other videos. If you book with trip.com, booking.com, eDreams, you can always be confident. From the kind of just, they're very reputable travel vendors. And then you've obviously got the airline itself. So you can obviously trust the airline, especially Singapore Airlines. So yeah, interesting. I'm not going to dig into the actual kind of interesting, guys. So there you see that you've got the airline itself and a lot of the OTAs. Let's just see what if we book the Emirates flight, if it's directly with Emirates in terms of booking, not flying. So it's showing you it's with Emirates, so we know you're flying direct to Emirates. But yeah, so that's booking directly with Emirates. So there's no other OTAs. For some reason, there's no OTAs selling this. It's just direct from the airline. Whereas on Skyscanner, you've got 10 OTAs competing. It's very competitive. And Booking.com is leading there in terms of price. And to be fair, Singapore Airlines are not far behind in terms of the pricing. They're about $13, just higher. But let's just check out the booking experience of both actually while we're here. So what I like to see is that it's bringing you into the same, it's intelligent, like an intelligent booking process, in that if you've been on $1, you've been quoted that dollar denomination, that you see a dollar denomination on the booking site. So some booking sites lack that. We saw with Vietnam Airlines that it was bringing us from, we were looking at US dollars, but then it was bringing us into Vietnamese dong. So it was really confusing because you also couldn't change it. And that was using REFX platform. So that would definitely need to improve, like in terms of better user experience. So that's a product from Sabre that I think that Vietnam Airlines are using. So definitely there's a discrepancy there between the booking price that you see in the meta search and the booking price on the landing page when a customer comes. So that's going to lead to drop off. So that's not ideal for e-commerce, for conversion rates. That would need to improve. So, but here it's really good. It's consistent. Everything, 651. Check bag, carry on. So what I like about this is that they've included, like, your baggage is included. You see other agencies, OTAs, to give you a very low price, but then they're actually charging you for checked baggage. So we saw that on the example from long haul to Vietnam, and like I pointed out, very little people. I'm not questioning the sanity, so I was going to say nobody in their right mind, but actually 99.999% of people will want to check bag going long haul. There's no reason why you would not. So yeah, it's slightly unreasonable pricing in the sense that you have to pay, then you pay like some egregious amount for the extra baggage. So that's what I like about booking.com. It's fair, it's transparent, there's no kind of surprises, and they're not pre-selecting items in the booking flow that would frustrate you. Instead, the way they position it and the way they frame this is that the flexible ticket is available in the next steps if you want it, and it's $90, 91.28. Same with travel protection. It's available and it's an extra 51. So they're not just pre-selecting it. They're very, I would say, fair and reasonable. I find it a little bit unscrupulous when things are pre-selected. So again, they're very subtly so in other examples, this continue button would be in green, so you're thinking this is my one. So, however, they're now showing you the fare that's economy light. So I'd say that's reasonable, because they're not like selecting us the higher levels in green, but they are saying popular, the economy value. So that's fair. It's still very clever, because they've made it different, so you have an inclination, a proclivity to click on that. So the only thing I would note is that this is a bit slow. My connection, actually, I'm not using a VPN. So I know what I'm paying for. I've selected the economy light fare, and then extras. Okay, guys, so just putting in a lot of just fake information there. I'm not from Albania. My name is not DFD. Okay, it seems to be quite intelligent. It understands the pre-validation of numbers. So anyway, guys, this is the booking.com booking flow. I'm not signed in. I don't want to sign in. So yeah, it seems to be quite intelligent. It understands if the number is fake. Okay. That's quite frustrating, though. They're showing me that the flight's available to book on the... When you get to the website, when you try to book, it's not there, but it's actually being listed on their website in the booking process, whereas Google have delisted the website, or delisted the flight. So yeah, I'm talking about this as if they're stocks, guys. Some routes are a bit like stocks if you think about it, but yeah, so they've removed this, delisted it from Google Flight Search, and maybe that's actually better on Google, because they realize that the flight's not there. Okay, anyway, let's try it with Emirates and see what happens. Okay, it's not available, so getting a bit yeah, this is a bit frustrating, disappointing, actually. So won't let me book, guys. So kind of frustrating, very frustrating. Let's just pick other dates. So let's pick the same flight. No, I don't want that date. That's the same date. Alright, so let's try the Emirates flight on the 20th. So that's quite clever too. They've dynamically updated the pricing for the ancillaries. Quite slow, I would say. Yep. Definitely needs a shot of caffeine. Okay, guys, this is not yeah, not a great booking experience on booking.com with that behavior. None of the flights will show up. It won't let me proceed with the booking. So that's quite odd. So I guess you could say they just lost the sale, because if I'm actually booking this flight, I would go somewhere else. So what I will do is I'll go to Singapore Airlines and book directly with Airline. Let's see how easy it is on Singapore Airline. Access is blocked. Okay, so this is another issue, guys, where you lose sales for airlines. I often see this where they're blocking country access. I have no idea why, but they actually block certain geographies. So I'm not using a VPN, so sometimes they block it because they're using a VPN, but for many millennials and digitally savvy, digitally first people, they will not enjoy that. It's like ancient technology meets 2025. Yeah. So, all right. So, 664. So they already have the pop-up. I'm still search. So 665. What is, yeah, 665. Okay, so they've rounded it up fine. And everything's in dollars. Good. Okay, so they have a nice fare table. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's nice. Like it. So the UX here and pretty good. Yeah, I just want normal standard economy. So we've picked the outbound and return. So let's proceed. I think sometimes the outbound and return, it's they should make it a little bit clearer on the UX. So, okay. And that's good for security. They've got 2FA, multi-factor authentication. That's good. Okay, I'm not going to fill out all the details, guys, but that's pretty. Okay, guys, so we're going to the next stage. We fill in some of the preliminary passenger information. And this is pretty common unless you've signed in to have about 4 to 5 steps. So just checking out the price of their extra legroom. It's about $30. Forward seat zone $20 and standard seat $10. Okay, so to select your seat they're charging $10. Fine. So I'm just curious to see the price of other ancillaries here. So I wanted to show you this on booking.com. I'll do it on different videos. So yeah, just selecting some seats here. They have some nice videos there as well. That's good. So this is the returning flight. I think what would be interesting here, because there's so many flights, or the connections. Um, excuse me. If there was some way to easily do this, like bundle everything together, that I want an extra legroom seat for all flights, or I want a standard seat for all flights. Something simple like that, so you don't have to do this for each leg. Forgive the pun. We're talking about legroom seats. Okay, so yeah. No, that's fine. I mean, that's the standard it is today, but I think next level is to have that rolled up into like, I would like extra legroom seats for all of the legs. It's maybe a better experience for the passenger and revenue maximizing for the airline. Because some customers it's prone to error here. So yeah, we're looking at the add-ons now, guys. So this is, if you just tune in, it's cost of travel, looking across different regions. We're looking at Siem Reap to Singapore, or sorry, Siem Reap to Dubai on the new route. But actually, we've seen that this is the thing, guys. You see that for some reason, still in 2025, things are going wrong. Like the flights are not available. So yeah, it's guys. So if you're actually owning the direct revenue for these channels, it's a good job I've not too much hair left, but I'd be pulling it out because losing opportunities to sell in some certain cases. But Singapore Airlines doing a great job here actually for the direct sales. So let's see what they're doing a good job versus the other examples where we're looking at Booking.com where it had no flights available for some reason. So we've just gone through the full, like added our details, and now you can buy extra luggage, you can buy hotels, car rental cars, transfers might be interesting. I think they could jazz this up a bit. I would say it's a very walled garden approach. They could be very I would say more creative with their ancillaries here. For example, if it was really personalized and really intuitive, they would know maybe this guy likes coffee, this guy likes golf, this guy likes skiing, he likes music, he takes Uber or Grab, he's a Grab customer. So in Singapore, I'm using Grab a lot, and Grab is a big Singapore company, so why not do like some cooperation that says get downtown or get to your hotel. Like, we know you're IHG Platinum Elite, and we know that you're a Grab Platinum customer, so why not bundle that all up together? So things like that, still not really happening, guys. It's been 20 years, like, just, and yeah, so innovation is not really, it's kind of in the status quo in the travel industry. The OTAs are really progressing, but airlines still need to kind of level up. So you get basic ancillaries, but that's yeah, it's nice, but it's not it's really not the level for 2025. So anyway, Booking again, they've got just standard cards. Yeah, so that's all pretty simple, guys. I'll stop now and I'll go back to look at some other routes. So you get a sense there that Singapore Airlines booking direct to airline can be advantageous versus the OTAs. So in the case today, we saw that it was actually really seamless, pretty seamless, even though it's a bit outdated and musty, fusty, whatever. It does what it says in the tin, in the sense that it's fit for purpose. The booking engine works. You get your flights. They're quick. Well, I take that back. It's relatively quick. Um, and it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of an ultra modern UX, but it does what it says in the tin, and it has a cheap price. So kudos to Singapore Airlines for that. I mean, it's service, it's delivered, it's pretty much service delivered. Um, so let's take a look at some of the other flights, and get out of this rabbit hole. So let's take a look at some other Siem Reap to Bali. So let's take a look. Siem Reap to Bali, and let's check out Skyscanner too. I'll just do one other flight after this and then wrap up, guys. So Siem Reap, Bali. I might try for Quoc in can never pronounce it in Vietnam. I am quite eloquent, guys, but some words just elude me. Sorry. I have taken a lot of elocution lessons, believe it or not, but sometimes I'm readjusting depending on where I am. So I tone it down to simplify things. But I know this will be a global audience, so I will speak very eloquently, except for pronouncing for Quoc. Yeah, so whatever. We're actually going to look at Bali right now, Denpasar. So on the 11th in high season, we're going to check the 11th until the 17th. All right. Guys, I might live stream this. But yeah, not today. So anyway, let's look at again using Google and Skyscanner. So cheapest that we're getting is 294 on Skyscanner. Sorry, on Google Flight Search, 294 with a stopover in Hanoi with Vietjet, who are a good airline. And they're getting increasingly competitive with AirAsia. They're very competitive in the Thai market. Most of their prices are cheaper, and the service is very good, very good, very good. All right, so here you get cheapest 273 on Skyscanner and 294. So let's see in Skyscanner if they're using bundled up. Yeah. But guys, let's just okay. A bit of a side note, but these self-transfer, it's all using AirAsia, but it's self-transfer is a bit crazy. It's I mean, if you're with the same airline, I mean, just customer perception. I know technically they're different entities, so whatever. This is a customer focused channel, guys, looking at the customer. The customer doesn't care. The customer sees AirAsia and then they're saying self-transfer. Why do I have to self-transfer if it's all one AirAsia flight? That's what's going through the customer's mind, and the customer will be pissed off. So anyway, you have to think about the brand and your reputation when you're bundling all these flights like this. It looks ridiculous. Why do I even need transfer protection when I'm flying on the same airline? Silly. Yeah, so okay, so that's kind of using this self-transfer. 22 hours in the airport, so yeah, yeah, up to you guys. So that's just giving. So I mean, Skyscanner are bundling in these extra things, but you can see for like the Vietjet flight is here, but let's see what the. Well, to be fair, so that's with such a long, you're hardly going to miss the flight, so, and you're going to have to pay for a hotel. Um, so this stopover in Hanoi is 20 hours, so 321 versus 294, and that's the same flight, or more or less. So it's cheaper on Google. Yeah, but it's a long layover in Hanoi. You're gonna have to book a hotel most likely, or I mean, fine, you can max out the credit card and the duty free. Let's try and book on booking.com, see if it lets us. So after this, guys, I'll pick another flight and then we'll finish up. Alright, so far so good. So they're trying to upsell me. Okay, no, it's fine. No check bag, but you can add it. Alright, so they're letting me book now. So yeah, I don't want travel protection. So actually, not too many ancillaries, not too many extras there. Let's see what payment options. So what I like about the OTAs, guys, is that, like you saw with Singapore Airlines, you got your credit card and stuff like UATP and Diners Club that very few people are using. But what I like for millennial travelers, they have PayPal, Klarna, Affirm, Google Pay. So I really like that they have these options. So yeah, you can get into debates about the ethics of credit, whatever. That's not the point. The point is that you've got payment options here, and that's always good for sales. It's more of a commercial consideration. It will improve your numbers. I think people just don't know how to do it properly. So this is also a reason why many airlines need to innovate. They're kind of beholden to very clunky structure systems that yeah, they're very rigid. So, and it's bad for revenue, and it's bad for it's bad for creation and creativity and innovation that will lead to revenue generation and passenger and customer satisfaction. So yeah, that's just another thing that really needs to improve, because if you come up with a lot of good ideas, you can't really put them in place, because this is kind of this technical environment is all controlled. But if that controlled environment could be opened up to more innovation, then things like this would be really good. A little bit more, I think open source is the word. I think more open source ecosystems lead to more innovation. So ultimately, that would be better. But anyway, guys, that's pretty interesting. But so the OTAs are very good at this, and that's a good example, even using Google Pay. So guys, interesting. So let's move on to we'll pick Bangkok. I'm losing my voice, guys. Talking too much, as always. I listen too much, but I also talk too much sometimes. So guys, it's yeah, it's to Bangkok now, and it's 176 in high season. Let's check out in August. So one thing I've noticed about the pricing strategy for AirAsia on these routes is that it's kind of fixed. They don't change. There's no seasonality. In low season, it's same price. In high season, same price. So I'm not sure what thinking is going into this, if any. Like, is the strategy to just fix price regardless of the season? So basically, there's no demand right now because and there's nobody here. And I'm wondering, how are you stimulating demand? It's not true pricing. And also AirAsia have like many outdoor advertisements in the city of Siem Reap that haven't been taken down for a year that's showing prices of $75. So it's very disjointed. So anyway, let's just take a look. 176. So surely reducing the price. Okay, whatever. So let's just yeah, okay, just change the I want to see this in July. All in July. I want to take 1 week in July. So 16th until the 23rd. 427, really? $427 in low season. That's ridiculous, guys. That's ridiculous. So guys, going from Siem Reap to Bangkok for $427, I could fly to London. So guys, you can't see this, but my internet just stopped. Electricity stopped. Oh, it's back. So I'm paused here. I'm still recording, but I'm just waiting for the router to start up again. So this video is about pricing, but just as if you're living here, this is a reason just to have a think. The electricity goes off from time to time. It happened to me in Thailand when I lived in Phuket. When the storms came, sometimes the power lines, only if a big storm came, sometimes the power line would get cut. I was living in a villa in the top, basically on top of a mountain in Phuket, which is quite nice, but it's quite dangerous with landslides. But the power would get cut, but apart from that, the electricity was very reliable in Thailand. But things are just stopping here randomly. Yeah, so I'm having business meetings and things are stopping. It's quite difficult if it's an important meeting. So anyway, guys, let's just check out. I think this is in the days when AirAsia are not flying. But guys, these prices are too high. Way too high. I'm just curious. Okay. All right, that was a bad example saying London, but I think there's some dates, some pockets. Yeah, there are some dates there, like the 18th at 700. You get some dates you have to pick like $700 to London. What's in August? Yeah, 800, and you're really paying for the extra leg from Siem Reap. So if this was directly from Bangkok to London, it would be 500-600. So in that case, what you need to do is get the bus, guys. Okay, let's just set the prices. 700. Okay. So prices. August, you get a 689. Alright, so I have picked the round trip actually, to be fair. So anyway, guys, yeah, sorry, I thought that was one way. Siem Reap, back to Siem Reap, guys. Okay, so let's just take a look. But I mean, 427. 427 to from Siem Reap to Bangkok is excessive, guys. So on the days that AirAsia operate, it's 176. But yeah, it's too much. I think the bus is $50, guys. Get the bus. Honestly, these prices are too high. That's okay for AirAsia, actually. That's fine. I've taken that. I fly this quite a bit, but it's so yeah, that's Siem Reap to Bangkok, guys. And actually, this is nothing new. Siem Reap Bangkok has gone. It's been operating a long time via Thai AirAsia. But I want to check out some of the other prices going from to Phuket to Kuala Lumpur. Let's check that out quickly. So this is like the pricing strategy is stable, fixed. They're not trying to stimulate demand for some reason and bring down the prices in low season. So okay, that's just for whatever reason, but that's not cheap. So I would take the bus. Let's just see, because they've made a big push like when they launched last year. So technically they're different operating units. So Thai are AirAsia have their operations, the AirAsia X, the AirAsia Thailand, Cambodia, Philippines, Indonesia, blah blah blah. So that's fine. But I guess in the consumer's head, they're looking at everything as AirAsia. So I mean, imagine take a look at Ryanair. And if you were thinking, oh, this is Ryanair Spain, Ryanair France, blah blah blah, the whole brand and marketing strategy would be like totally fragmented, and it wouldn't be as strong as it is. So they've got these economies of scale too. The same with Virgin, which is the power of the brand. But for some reason, AirAsia are separating like the brand into all these other entities. It's kind of like, yeah, it's another topic. I don't necessarily agree in terms of the power of marketing. Like I said, economies of scale. It's a bit delusionary, in my opinion. You know, you could be the Ryanair of a certain region or a Virgin, but when you fragment it like this, it's there's holes in that strategy starting to show. Yeah, anyway, let's look at Alright guys, so this was on offer, introductory offers of $75. So 150 each way. It's now doubled, it's now 300. And this is in low season. 295. So booking.com, Skyscanner. Love the pop-ups. So when you leave the page, come back, they're popping up. Can be good. Can be good. Not for everyone. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see. Siem Reap to... What I like about some websites is that they bundle in the trains and the buses. Yes, there are no trains, guys. No trains from these routes, but there are buses. So what I don't really like is that they're not showing any bus prices. So I'm gonna just check the pick the same dates on Google Flight Search to Phuket. So 253 cheapest and 209 is cheapest on Skyscanner. Yeah, they're doing a self-transfer. You've got 1 hour. Okay. So that's from Don Muang. So it's a secondary airport in Bangkok. So the first flight is direct, so you fly directly, so that's fine. On the way back from Phuket, you have to stop in Don Muang. And it's a small airport, guys, so I wouldn't be worried about I'm just trying to see what the time is. 3 hours 35, that's plenty of time. Yep. So actually Skyscanner giving some interesting offers, the way they're bundling fares. I'm using trip.com, so yeah, I'd be very confident. In their skins. I think confidence is a function of your belief in others, guys. So if I have no confidence, it's not about me. I have a lot of self-confidence. And making that statement is more about it's more about something else other than myself. So yeah, this is okay. Yeah, I guess 250 is okay in terms of pricing. Yeah, it's not really low cost, guys. I mean, you can get the bus to Bangkok for 60 and then get a flight to Bangkok for 50, 100. You could save 100, 150 by taking different connections there. Like we saw in other videos, you get the bus there 50 or 60, maybe even cheaper. And then if you look at Bangkok, Phuket, like direct flights. Yeah, this will all be return, guys, but it's just directional. So yeah, like I said, 50, 60 exactly. So you're talking about 120 there if you use the bus. So often you're going there for 1-2 weeks. So you're willing to travel a day. So a lot of customers here are not business travelers, so they don't need to get in and out. And they're willing to take substitute kind of transportation. So guys, I really think it's a challenging situation there in terms of pricing for the customer. And obviously the airline has to charge that price to be profitable, but it's just yeah, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. And let's take a look at some. So this is coming out of Siem Reap, guys. So it's okay. I mean, the connectivity going to Dubai, going to London, we saw some prices. Phuket is okay. Let's take Kuala Lumpur. Guys, this is just kind of just glancing into it leisurely way. For YouTube, it's not scientific, so don't take this so seriously. Alright, this is decent. See, 183. To KL, to Kuala Lumpur. Interesting. So that's really KL's or Air Malaysia's hub. So 174. So it's cheaper to actually fly to Kuala Lumpur than Bangkok, even though it's much further away. So let's take a look at going what Skyscanner is offering. Okay, same. 173. So you got some undercutting going on. Let's just see which I'm interested which who's offering the flights. So it's direct to Airline. That's good. Yeah, okay. So the airlines, I think the OTA is missing a few tricks there. They're overcutting. The airlines there, you're supposed to be undercutting. So somebody's whatever. So anyway, airline going direct with the airline. Air Asia Move. Just a bit confused with that branding, guys. They want you to log in straight away. I don't want to log in, but they won't let you click anywhere else. Okay, continue as a guest, yeah. So Air Asia Move, yeah, I wonder about this too. That's also confusing, guys, because all of it's called Air Asia Move, but all of the other, like the meta searches like Air Asia Cambodia, Air Asia Thailand, it's really confusing. That's what I meant about the power of one brand, Ryanair. So not only do Air Asia have multiple regional brands, they've got Air Asia Move. It's so confusing. It's very confusing, guys. Okay. Yeah, I like this UX though. I think they're trying to be like a Grab or something, but Grab is like has got significant momentum in the region. They are basically like Uber. So I don't think that they are thinking about how powerful Grab's brand is. I think they're getting overconfident with this move, forgive the pun, because it's causing confusion, damaging the airline business, and then it's not really making any dent in market share to Grab's business and the ride-hailing business and food delivery. So strategically, from a marketing, revenue, commercial point of view, this was theoretically might make sense, but execution and actions speak louder than words, and the way this is being executed is not good. Well, I mean, you can see for yourself there. You've got multiple regional brands, and then you see AirAsia move. Me as a customer, then I'm confused. I'm like, if particularly if you're from a lot of these passengers in this booking process will come from the West, from the US, from United Kingdom. They won't have a clue what AirAsia is, or even AirAsia Move. So they might get spooked by this. And then you're hit by this pop-up to get your information. So like, oh, what is this? You want my information? No, thanks. So anyway, guys, it doesn't seem that well thought through, but anyway. Yeah, so there's a big difference. Obviously, for domestic markets, this might all make sense, but there's 30% of a business that's out there that's thinking completely different, and you can have both. But yeah, so anyway, so that's Malaysia, Siem Reap, and pretty much cheaper to go to Kuala Lumpur than it is to Bangkok. So book with AirAsia Cambodia, but then you land on the site and it's AirAsia Move. So that just proves my point. So yeah, so we are going to San Francisco. What song? Like the song? No, we're going to yeah, so the island I can never pronounce, Phuket. So Vietnam Airlines. Pricing unavailable. With the amount of resources, time, and money invested in a lot of these initiatives, I do wonder, when things like pricing, currencies aren't updated correctly, and branding discrepancies, I do wonder about competency. And it's not anxiety, it's just a healthy concern, and a very logical and intelligent concern that I don't think people care to listen to, which is a function of others' delusion. So for Quoc, pricing is available here on self transfer. So Air Cambodia and Vietjet Air for 320, but Google Flights makes it unavailable. Let's try some other dates. Yeah, so you have to connect in Ho Chi Minh. Saigon still has the SGN. It's actually not too bad, 6 hours. It's a pretty decent airport. That sounds like a fun trip, to be honest, guys. And yeah, so 320. Let's check some other dates on Google Flight Search. Actually, I'm thinking about two other regions, Koh Rong and Sihanoukville in Cambodia. I want to see what those prices are, because I think if you're here and you're looking to fly around, I think some of these, for my target audience, those prices are very achievable. So they're actually not that bad. But it looks like a lot of these flights are not available on Google Flight Search. It seems to be like going slow or thinking. Let's try July. Not there. I'll refresh the page. Is it my connection? So the prices are unavailable on Google Flight Search. But they are Skyscanner. Yeah, what I do like about Skyscanner is that they're making a good effort to find other inventory. So what I want to do is just check maybe in July. Okay, so this is low season, but okay, it's still 310. I was looking at the best combo there, so 274. So again, this is now stopping in Don Muang in Bangkok. Whoa, and this one is like you're going to Bangkok and Phuket. That's kind of mad. It's like 28 hours self-transfer. So I wouldn't be doing that. 323, yeah, I prefer one stopover for 6 or 7 hours. So that's fine in Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi. So that's very achievable, but doing stopover in Bangkok and Phuket is too far. I would not be booking that. Even though I'm saving $50. But not really, because I'd probably book a hotel. Alright, so let's just check out two more places which are getting really popular. One is Sihanoukville and one is Koh Rong. So I like this feature here, guys. Actually, I'm jumping a bit, but I want to check this, and then you can pick anywhere. This is kind of the surprise me. Okay, no, I didn't. I want to go Siem Reap to everywhere. What are they doing? So I want to go Siem Reap to everywhere. Yeah, 16th. Just pick some random dates. So what's it? So I want to. So I was expecting to see flights, guys. They're just giving me these boxes. And then Bangkok flights from 14. So it said, you saw that, guys. The banner said 14, and it's not $14. No, that's hotel. Okay. Well, that's confusing. Explore flights 14. So that UX is very confusing there. Even though it's lined up with hotels, it looks like $14 Explore flights. The flights are nowhere near $14. I don't know. I would think through that interface there a bit more, with a bit more precision. They've just grouped all the content into different places. I wanted to see the flights immediately, but it's like two more. I have to go through two more clicks. But it's interesting to see then. Singapore 307. Dublin, Ireland, promoted by Aer Lingus. Okay. We can't show you any results, so why are you promoting it if there's no flights? It's not too smart. What's the hottest deals? or hottest hotel deals. Fine. So I'm talking about Koh Rong and Sihanoukville, which are both in Cambodia. So that's what I want to see. Um, so fair enough. They have Sihanoukville. I think they're missing Koh Rong. Okay, good. So Sihanoukville 213. So that's almost, no, it's not. It's a bit more expensive than the Phnom Penh, but it's still not bad. So if nobody is aware, Sihanoukville is very popular coastal destination. There's a lot of casinos too. It's very popular in Cambodia. So I'll check out the price here. And another one is Koh Rong. Price unavailable. Let's try another date. Price unavailable. Yeah, so what I've started to notice there is that the pricing availability on Google Flight Search is not as common, or it's getting less price availability for certain routes on certain airlines than Skyscanner, because Skyscanner are actually seem to be pulling in like different combos, which is good. But I'm not taking sides, guys. I love you all the same. I'm agnostic. Alright. September. Still nothing. Alright, let's try Koh Rong. Actually, I think the airport to fly there is basically going to Sihanoukville, to be honest. They are building, I believe they're building an airport. Yeah, so you actually have to fly to Sihanoukville to get there. There is a smaller airport, this one. Let's see if they have anything. No, didn't expect them to. Let's try Google Flight Search. Or sorry, Skyscanner. So guys, we're gonna wrap up. We done a lot of like jumping around, a few rabbit holes. We're pretty much jumping, going into flying from Siem Reap locally, then flying to like Bali, Bangkok, and then we check some internal routes. So that gives you a sense of the pricing cost of flights. Yeah, I just shared with you some knowledge there as well about meta searches. So that's the way to go, guys, to get the cheapest flights, and usually direct. Just be careful when you're booking on some of the OTAs. The large OTAs, like you saw, are great. They're very like eDreams, like Trip, like Booking. They're very transparent, very good, very good, very good. But smaller OTAs can be a bit tricky, and they try to pre-select things, bump up the price, and you have to deselect things. So and they make it confusing. So they've got, high pressure sales tactics. When you're talking to a very difficult salesperson, that's basically how it feels when you're on their website too. Not very pleasant. So yeah, so there you go, guys. That's just a quick update on the prices, and hope you make a good choice. Choose well, guys. Choose cheap, and if you want to see well, not necessarily choose cheap, but just have happy travels, safe travels. Hope you get good offers, and check out my channel from time to time for insights into just travel off the beaten path, cost of living, travel pricing, everything, guys. This channel is growing in terms of content as well. Just experimenting with different ideas and formats. Some of it will be very on point, some of it might be off the wall, but you have choices. You can don't have to watch or listen. Um, but either way, thank you if you're still watching, and please like and subscribe. And see you in the next one.